Oh, yeah, we're here. What's up, everybody?
What it do, everybody?
Oh boy, late ill kid at one, y'all. So holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, another wonderful episode of Loungin. We're back. We were gone for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
2 weeks. We was gone 2 weeks, but we're back. And to my left, my esteemed colleague, Marqueeda LaStar.
Hey, what's up, fam? How you doing this morning? We're gonna get into some topics.
Yeah, see, we got Thomas D in the chat, Alan Lewis in the chat. I don't see Little Miss Chocolate, but if you there, what up?
Man,
we got
the
some
chat
people.
is busy already.
Yeah,
What's
y'all been
up?
we busy already, so we gonna get. And I think we can start off with something lighthearted.
Okay.
Billy Porter.
Oh yes.
Billy Porter hit the red carpet.
Despite the Oscars being trashed this year.
Yo, that Green Book, boy.
That Green Book.
Everybody mad about that Green Book.
Everybody's mad. They're like, what? Wait. We talked about this. You're not supposed to do the white savior movies.
And they were like, we love the white savior movies, though.
But we love them though. I was just like, what's bad about them? Everybody wins. Everybody feels good. I mean, I saw something online that underlined that. It's like, somebody. I don't think you need examples at this point, but I did think
enough.
There's enough. There's been enough conversation why taking significant Black African Americans and then reducing their story to like the back supporting role, because Mahershala Ali, he won an Oscar, and I was like, I thought he won it for lead.
Yeah,
he won it for supporting.
And that's how they always do it.
In your own narrative, what's supposed to be your own story, and then to underline and undermine the significance of the Green Book, which is a motorist guide for African Americans during a time when Jim Crow was strong and traveling interstate was actually extremely dangerous and difficult,
or just worrisome. Like
it was dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the nicest, you were highly inconvenienced. At the worst, you were jailed for just being alive.
Yeah, or you have places
or beat up, or beat
up, harassed, places you couldn't stay, places you couldn't eat.
Yeah,
like,
and they didn't even talk about that.
Or fill up. And you named a movie after that, and you didn't touch on it. You didn't touch on why he needs a driver.
Yeah,
and your focus is still a white man.
Yeah,
with a black.
It's essentially a white savior with a magical Negro.
Yeah.
Because he helps him with writing letters to his wife and stuff.
The new movie is a white man teaching this black man to be black, and being black means learn how to eat fried chicken. Like really.
White people, y'all. You know what? I'll give this to y'all white people. When y'all do it, y'all do it. Y'all do it.
That was trash.
Because they didn't only make the movie, but there was we gonna get best picture.
Just to be clear. This is not about Black Panther. Everybody, no, Black Panther shouldn't be nominated.
No,
actually, I don't even care. It could have went to anybody else but Green Book, and I would have been very happy. The fact that it was nominated was already offensive, and then the fact it won was just like, nothing has changed.
Yeah.
And Oscars and all the other award shows, I'm not gonna say them by name. I'm not gonna put them in this drama because they have their own dramas.
Yeah, they have their own problems.
But all the award shows are like, no, wait, people, don't leave, don't kill our ratings. We're trying here. Okay, we're gonna nominate a whole bunch
we done.
People. It's like, then you go and do something like that.
Yeah,
and
we
you
done.
Like cancel out everything you're doing. It's like
we done.
It was so big. It wasn't like, you need nuance and greater understanding. People have been talking about how terrible
Green Book is for a
minute, and y'all just like, we don't care.
And I'm a big shout out to Keith Cooper in the chat. Shout out everybody. Check out Blurtish. I did want to make a big comment about Black Panther, because there's been so many people saying that Black Panther doesn't deserve to be there, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it does. I'm here with
film is art, correct?
Yes.
And if one of the major points of art is to create a visceral response or to be culturally relevant, what film was more culturally relevant in the last 10 years than Black Panther?
Right.
What made a larger statement culturally? What got a more visceral response than Black Panther? No other films. No other films had grandmas dressing up, kids coming, None of them. Not even Crazy Rich Asians. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
not even y'all. So not one.
Don't put me in that.
Not Shape of Water.
Y'all gonna ask somebody at Michael.
not Shape of Water. Not any of the last best.
Shape of Water was such a weird win.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
none of the best pictures were as culturally relevant.
Why
money aside,
I'm bringing that up and saying if you got a problem. Now I know some people did have a problem with Shape of Water winning. Now
I'm actually glad. I like Guillermo del Toro.
You're
so
right,
I'm
exactly.
cool.
I was cool with it. I was like, hey, what else? You know,
do your thing.
It's her fucking fish. Whatever.
Sometimes it happens.
Occurred, okay.
Sometimes it happens.
I thought it's giving you like, a love story and like growth in the love story, whole cliche, but it's trying to give you like a new look to it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
You know what I'm saying? You find a fish man. You over there just doing your thing.
There's a lot of symbolism there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You're building bridges.
I do your
reaching
thing.
out to different communities. Going against the man and the oppressor. I mean, come on, there's a lot of metaphors in there and stuff. But that's what I was like. If Shape of Water could win, then Black Panther being there. To me, that's a comic book.
Yeah.
That's a total comic book story.
Yeah.
We've seen this in comic books. Okay.
Yeah. And when you look at all the nominees this year, none were as culturally relevant. Now, you could say, oh, well, this one was more dramatic or this one was more this, but nothing made a statement to a whole section of people and got a response like that. You know what I'm saying? No other film.
It was a global phenomenon.
Yeah,
it wasn't
global.
Like, oh, it's just here, just with a certain group. It's global.
So you gotta
to
represent
be, but it was like.
Yeah.
I don't know at what point a movie has to like totally knock you down and knock you out to say, oh, this is different. We should. If you're trying to be culturally relevant, which I feel like a lot of award shows say they are, but they're not quite cash in the check on that one.
Yeah.
And to skip it would make you sound like, oh, you just don't know nothing about nothing. Because it's again, like Green Book was in your face, so was Black Panther with obvious nomination of, just the response to it. I have some movies where they got nominations and Oscar wins, and I didn't think they were all that profound. But I ain't over here killing their vibe.
If you want to talk about a Black experience movie, you have Blind Spotting this year. I haven't peeped it, but I've seen enough featurettes to know it goes a little deeper than Green Book. Got Black Klansman. Both of those films.
Well, it was also nominated.
But I'm just saying both of those films could have been higher than Green Book.
Hey, like I said, my bars are so low for these award shows and the people that run it. You could have gave me anything but Green Book, and I've been like, well, at least it wasn't Green Book. I would have that.
Yeah, you were right. You were like,
but they went to like the most worst. Like we shouldn't have nominated in the first place, and we're gonna pick it. And to me, it just wasn't the best. I would have went for like The Favorite. I think The Favorite was nominated. Look.
The Favorite looks like something that would be dope for Netflix, but I'm like, oh, this came out in the theater. But it does. The trailer looks like if I watch it on Netflix, I'd be like, oh snap, this is actually kind of good. But in the theater,
you gotta put in that extra work.
That $15 down.
$15 to drive there, the popcorn, large popcorn, and drive too much.
I have an issue sometimes with white escapism movies. And The Favorite seems to be one of them, but it also seems like it's a good time too, because they showed them like breakdancing or something.
It's silly. It's really silly.
So I do kind of want to see that.
Right.
But I don't know if I could drop 15 on it.
I don't know.
Or 12, like something like $12.99 or something.
Pieces, and I like when they like mess with the historical piece and stuff like that. So I don't know. I didn't have that kind of fire dislike of it as much. I was like, I'll let it live. I'll
ease up. Now, big shout out to the chat. We do have Little Miss Chocolate. What's up?
Sierra, I'm here.
Therese, what's up? Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Share this stream to your friends because we're gonna be talking and all that good stuff.
Right.
Get them the stuff.
I'm so sorry to Billy. I'm so
back to
we went off.
BP, Billy Porter, Black Panther, BP. So we back on BP.
You're right.
Honestly, when you sent me the article, I was like, oh. Because I saw it and I was like, oh, cool. And I just kept moving.
And again, I was like, it's a fabulous dress. Some people brought up
it's like a tuxedo top.
It's like a tuxedo that goes into this ball gown, like skirt.
It's like
dresses, super huge. I thought it was fabulous. It's like
a fancy vampire. This is what it looked like when I first saw it. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Fancy vampire. I think he's good with that fancy, sexy vampire.
But I saw it and I was like, oh, that's
Billy
nice.
be killing it on red carpets everywhere. Like
Yeah.
this is like normal. This is not the first time you've even seen this combination because I forget which ball house they were doing the Vogue dances. Oh man, ballroom people are going to kill me because I can't remember this name because it's one of the big ones. No, it's not coming to me. All right, if I remember, I'll say it. But it's I don't know, and y'all don't know about ballroom culture.
Y'all might know in the chat. Y'all might know about ballroom. Y'all might know. But it didn't see. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. I was just like, because when I saw it when you wore it, and then you sent me the article, and I was like, oh,
well, the
people are mad about this.
It's a reaction.
Khia.
Right. Who's Khia?
Khia in the article. It shows a video where.
Right. Look.
My neck, my back. My tuxedo and my rack. I don't know.
So the thing is that everybody was like loving this dress. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I will. When I first saw it, I was like, I love it, but I don't know if I wanted it to be a little shorter or like something like about the shape of it.
But I like that it touched the floor. Like it was like
you like to touch.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like but the funny thing is, I saw the picture and I just went on about my day.
Right.
And then you sent me the article. I was like, oh, people are mad about it.
But it got like, okay, so it is.
I mean, I'm not wearing it.
Is out there, right? It's like this big fashion. He does big fashion.
That's what he does. That's
he does
his
big
thing.
looks. And so everybody starts writing about it. Like, oh, isn't this fabulous? Yeah. I mean, for a war show in the red carpet.
And it was all velvet too.
Yes.
So it was like heavy. Smoothie.
It's smooth, it's heavy and hot. I was feeling for him.
You know that brother was out there like this.
He said sacrificing for fashion and good looks, y'all. He's serving looks. And so I was like, so everybody's like excited because he's serving looks. Like, that's what you used to watch award shows for. Like, oh, what are you wearing? Nobody asks that anymore because everybody's boring and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, there's some real cheesy stuff out these days.
Right. And so he's giving you award show looks, what you came to see as an entertainer. And so some people are like, well, this is the problem now. You know, black man wearing dresses and it emasculates you. I don't know how another brother living his best life emasculates you.
All right,
but you need to get like your whole life together.
I think what they're talking about is the representation of black men on such a high platform. But the thing is, he's been gay for a minute. He's been doing this for a minute
because they get on non-gay men when they do that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, this is not new for him.
It's not new for him.
He's been doing this.
And it's so weird. And they usually write on his outfits because they're so grandiose. Yeah. So they're always writing on there. So I don't know what pushed it over this particular time because Brother Man's been wearing those and people have been writing about them. So it's not that's not even new.
I guess this is maybe just like the best of them, maybe. I don't know, or
really
the most
big. But
and it's the Oscars, I guess. Everybody
so they're like,
you know what? Because more black people watch the Oscars this year because
there's so many people. Yes, that could be it.
They was holding out that hope for Black Panther.
Right. That might have been it. Black Panther getting nominated and a lot of other. There's a lot of
black people see him that haven't seen him in their life.
Exactly. Bringing the people to the family reunion that usually the invite gets lost in the mail because you don't want to deal with their BS.
Well, it's Billy Porter. It's funny. Billy Porter seems like the person that you would invite. Just know that him and Auntie such and such don't get along.
Right.
Like because Billy Porter.
I would invite Billy.
Billy do seem
might
extra.
Not get the invite.
He do seem extra. He seemed like the extra that I can't deal with. Well, like he seemed like I can be cool with about 30 minutes and be like, look, man, can we just have some wings? Like you gotta have like escargot every time.
No, I'm gonna send you a video because he did like 7 things to live by.
Oh, word?
And I posted it. I sent it to a few friends, and like everybody I sent it to, no matter what their orientation was like, so you're right. So you're right. I feel like the video illustrated that despite the decadence of his fashion.
Yeah, but you gotta.
He's pretty chill and like as a person,
word.
so that's
See,
a good balance.
He seems to me like the guy that has to get like fully dressed. Like he wears 3-piece suit to like Walmart. I'd be like, dude, can we just throw on some sweats
in
and
the
go?
video
Like,
alone, he wasn't dressed like
oh,
that.
word?
Yeah,
Okay,
he was dressed like every day.
I ain't BP. I got you.
He's like, again, it's the red
Billy Porter
carpet.
who watches the show.
Right. It's the red carpet. What are you expecting? But there's plenty of images of men that are in dresses. So this whole like agenda.
Yeah. All right. There are groups that have agendas, but sometimes the dude's just trying to be fresh.
And
like,
some people are just living their lives.
Now I would like to know how far in advance he like plans stuff, because it seems like when he puts the thought into his clothes for red carpet, the same way people put thoughts into like dropping albums or something. So it's like how long? Like, did you think? Like, when did you start thinking about this Oscars? Like last month, last year? Like how long was you like?
Well,
I gotta really kill it.
That and Cardi B wearing like a vintage Mugler. That takes time to coordinate to get a vintage anything out of a lot of people who are trying to bring you award show red carpet looks. They plan out their outfits. They're here to dazzle and entertain you. Because you can enjoy yourself.
You can either have that or you can have Redman. Because I'm pretty sure I got love for Redman who watches the show. But if Redman came to the Oscars, it'd be Tim's and jeans.
Right.
Be Tim's and jeans and a t-shirt.
with a hat to the side.
He'd be like, "What up, y'all?"
Exactly.
He'd be on the side.
He's like, "Oh, this is crazy. I'm at the Oscars.
What up, y'all?"
Right. And there's no shade to him. He can totally do that.
Yeah.
That's mine.
He's probably one of the only ones that like him and Meth could do that.
Well, I remember
they'd be like, these jeans are those Levi?
I hope nobody talks about like if you see somebody in like everyday clothes coming up, just let
well,
go.
that's that stuff that like Lady Gaga would do or something. Like she wear a pair of shorts
she
or
wore
something
a
to be
meat dress.
Yeah, she always do something to be weird.
Plain clothes weird, and she doesn't do that anymore.
She has.
She's established
because she's trying to be an actress now.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
She's trying to reel it in.
Like I was like really
into not to Madonna though.
Well, Madonna does it for the same reasons that they did at the beginning of their careers.
True. Yeah.
she's like she's trying to hold something. I'm not gonna get into Madge right now.
Yeah. but real quick to the chat, Alan Lewis says y'all should have seen their faces when Green Book won for Best Picture. It was so silent, and the looks they gave too funny. See, I didn't see. Now I got to look for it because I didn't watch it because I was like, I was out of town and I was super busy.
Chadwick's reaction because somebody caught that.
Oh, Chadwick was like
film, and he looked back at somebody was like, "Girl, no."
I want to be on one of them award shows so I can be like, and I'm gonna hold that joint to make sure people see
it. Well, and I don't think,
and I'm gonna look at the camera and be like.
It wasn't like extra though.
He was just
did like the pursed lip thing, like
come on
now.
But Green Book, really,
right?
Really that one.
Stuff. And
y'all
it was
gonna give
real
it to that
quick,
one?
and they caught it, and it was so funny. Everybody's like been sharing it.
Oh, now I did see Glenn Close peeping out. Yo, Glenn Close looked at that dude like a snack. Like Glenn Close was like,
I didn't know to be excited over that or fearful.
I was like, excuse me.
That was like clutch pearls.
Glenn Close, like, look, it's still work. All right, don't sleep.
Maybe she was just enthralled by the artistry presented, his expression.
Oh yeah, it was artistry.
Yeah. But her face was all kinds. I was like,
she was all up in him.
I was just like, I don't know what to make of that face.
Oh man. Oh, now Max. Oh, never mind. I ain't gonna get because we know you. You too early for this. All right, we ain't even getting into your comment. Too early. All right, so moving on. You sent me an article about Young M.A. You know what I'm saying? People are saying.
So I actually wanted your thoughts on that. I was like, Michael's a little bit more hip hop than me. I like her flow. I actually took the time to listen to an album because I had heard her on a few ciphers, few here and there, and I was like, I'm gonna check out her because girl's flow is great. And what I found out is when she does features and ciphers, I feel like I don't know if she purposely does that, but there's a difference in what she talks about.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, when I listened to her, I found out she's quite problematic as far as the content of what she talks about.
But somebody would say, but she your people though. Somebody would say, but she your people. But Young M.A, look,
I don't understand what she has to do.
I know,
my people.
I know, but people, because we know someone in the chat is going to say, but she your people.
I call my people out. You can't be my friend and not get called out. Like you gonna do some trifling stuff. Know that Marqueeda LaStar will call you out.
Young M.A, there was an article that asked if she was the best rapper in New York at this time. No, I don't think so. I think Young M.A is someone who's talented, but is very one note, and I think that's her problem with rapping in general. Like she doesn't really have any range in her flow. If you listen to her albums, it's kind of just the same and the same and the same. Similar problem that I had with the clips way back in the day. Clips are dope, but by the end of the album, all we did is sell dope through the whole thing. Yeah. Like this is all we did. We didn't do nothing else. So it's like Young M.A is just like, it's like street New York, street New York, street New York, street New York, the whole way through. And that's it. Now it works real well for ciphers because it's like, oh shit, I ain't heard her in a minute. Dope. But if you want to listen to like 10 songs straight,
right? The album was a hard listen. I was like, okay, like I said, flow is good.
Yeah.
But baby, you might want to expand your horizons.
Yeah,
maybe go to counseling.
Yeah, she gotta make an actual album for me. And I talk about that a lot on our Thursday show on Beats Vibes Life with Arcatron. I'm like, yo, an album should be able to make a musical statement that has a similar through line where you show the variation and the expansiveness of your knowledge, your thoughts on society or whatever, your statements on relationships.
That
and
would
stuff.
be ideal.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
And there are rappers that do that.
Let me throw a wrench in.
Because even Kanye's done it, and I'm not a Kanye fan, but he's done it. He has. We did a Kanye day last week, and honestly, I have to give it outside of the this is all the shenanigans aside.
Yeah, all shenanigans.
808s and Heartbreak is a solid album. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
I really like that one.
Solid album. Now the rest of them are just a collection of good songs.
Whatever.
That's the difference. Like
How
Graduation
dare you?
Graduation is dope, but it's just good songs.
Real.
They don't match. Because I was like listening and I was like, you know what? This is a bunch of singles, but it's not an album.
The 3 college theme albums.
Yeah,
I'm not here for slander.
Now that I re-listen, because the 3 college albums were my top at first,
right.
And now that I listen to later on, I'm like, actually, it's My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, 808s, Jesus, Late Registration, Graduation, College Dropout,
did not throw Jesus in there. I did not I tried so hard. I made it through it once, and then I tried so hard to go through it again because I was like, I just need to give this a chance. I need to give it
a chance.
I need to let it breathe. And I'm like, nah, this is not working.
Oh yeah, Drunken Hot Girls, Thomas D talking about Graduation. But yeah, Graduation to me doesn't have the feel of an album like 808s does. 808s has a certain mood about the whole album. Graduation is a bunch of dope songs just together. Similar to like Anderson .Paak's new joint. When I listen to that, I feel like those are 2 separate albums. No, I like it, but I think those are 2 separate albums. Like there's one.
Wrong. Yes, Lord.
But listen to it again. Like the first 4 songs fit, and then it takes a turn.
Listened to it.
Yeah, like the first 4 or 5 songs fit, and then it takes a turn. It's like, whoa, what am I listening to? Oh, so it feels like it's 2 different albums.
Okay, I'll go back and
I like it, but I like them separate.
I'm not the music critic that he is.
But Young M.A, I think just show me some diversity in your flow.
But I feel like
yes, the problematic stuff does.
Yeah.
It appears because she be saying stuff. I'm like, ugh.
Right. You be cringing like, girl. No, that's not how any of that works. But that's probably why you're having problems. But I was thinking, I feel like, okay, I'll bring this up. I do feel like the mumble rappers and like all the new school rappers who are male, they get passes. Yeah. We sit here and talk about how they lack flow, diversity. I mean, people, Lil Pump has come out and said, "I'm just having
Man.
fun on the
Oh,
Tekashi 6ix9ine, and they have money and they have opportunity,
Yeah.
and they get the features and the cosigns, and so I'm all here for elevating the music. I'll call them all like y'all all like need to improve.
Yeah,
you're kind of trash, but you're getting on, right? I just wish someone would throw her the same bone, because what will happen is
they're not, because she's better than them. I think skill wise, she's better than a lot of rappers.
Yeah, she
just doesn't have any diversity.
Yeah, exactly.
But
her subject matter is problematic. I like you need to go out and live, Ma.
They're not gonna put Young Ma on a track so she can crush her.
Well, they do the same thing to me. They do the same thing to J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole is another one that has a lot of skill.
Yeah, where he has the new video Middle Child, where he addresses like, look, I am doing it. I'm knocking it out the park every time. You put me on somebody's record, I'm gonna kill it. And he's still not getting the recognition that he should. Yeah. And that's one male example I have.
He's also on Rock Nation, which is they just don't. I don't think they know how to handle artists well. That's another thing, but that's a whole another issue. Yeah,
but I kind of want her to have, and why I'm saying this, not like let girls play too, but let women rappers have the same opportunity to fail and grow.
Yeah,
and that's what she misses out on when she isn't engaged in the industry.
Yeah, and that's something that we were talking about, like when they had like Ladies Night in '97 or whatever. I would like to see like Cardi, Young Ma, Nicki, Rhapsody, on a big posse track, because like we were talking on Beach Vibes Live, they don't have posse cuts like that no more. I'd love to see like a women's march track or something. I know. But remember Self-Destruction, remember All Blocks Down, remember so there were rappers on the West Coast joint, you know what I'm saying, all in the same gang. There were rappers that probably didn't get along, but they made the song for the people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I like to see that. Mm-hmm. I know they're very different, but I think their differences would make that song interesting. So
we're Ladies Night. Yeah, that was all different. Like I feel like Lil Ma can step in where the Brat was.
Yep. Yeah, Lil Ma, you know what? Lil Ma is the Brat. I know. You know what? I might say the Brat. I think the Brat got a little more talent and charisma in her flow. She got Young Ma is just like lines. She got bars. You so hard. Yeah, she got bars.
Like let me hit you.
But I think the Brat had some more twist in her flow.
She got flow.
Yeah.
She's funkified.
Yeah, that's right. That Funkified was a dope album.
Yeah, it was. It's like or just like all her other songs, she's like real smooth with it, real playful. I think there's like some play in her music that's like really fun. I love the Brat, by the way. Yeah. But I think, exactly. I was like, I would like to see her have the same opportunities. Yeah. A lot of musicians have the same opportunities.
One, I think it's her attitude. Two, I think it's people trying not to get outshined. You know what I'm saying? People trying not to get outshined.
Did you see an interview about the attitude or something?
No, just like how she, I've heard about how she comes off to people that are outside of her clique. It's kind of,
you can't be cliquish, baby. Yeah, you got a network, boo.
Now, Alan Lewis, he said Yeezy got a new fashion. Oh boy, with KKK outfits. Oh boy, but
look, we not standing for Kanye.
We ain't standing for that. We ain't standing for Kanye. We were just talking about music only. Music only.
There's certain things he's done in music and changed things in music.
That's it.
And we would say
we stop it right there.
We know the shenanigans.
Yeah. We've actually addressed it.
We're doing textbook stuff right here.
Yeah. Now, moving on, we got some Kardashian flows this week.
Oh my goodness! So I wanted to talk about.
You sent me this, and I was just like, in other related news, I was like, Kardashians have made it on the show, guys.
Right. And I only did it because they had. Okay, so they had locked down Twitter after Jordyn Woods goes on Red Table, and so it turns out that her father was a music or audio engineer who worked the whole time on Fresh Prince, and him and Will Smith became friends. So that's how this connection between the families grew. So this isn't just random. So I thought that was pretty cute because Jada went to explain it. And that, like, oh, why you got her on the show? And she said she wanted to offer Jordyn a platform because the Kardashians are more or less just shutting her down everywhere.
Yeah.
They got it on lock. You know, if you're going to choose somebody in mainstream media, who are you going to choose? Kardashians. You know, money talks and bullshit walks and stuff. And so she gave her a platform to tell her side of the story. And I feel that her account seems very real because it doesn't make sense because we all know like this dude's cheated on Khloé like 50 million times.
Mad times, yo.
Like, why are you upset this time?
Cheated tons of times.
I was like, if it was, and then when
maybe
she
it's because she's supposed to be a friend or something.
Right. And then it came out that she didn't do anything with him. He kissed her without her consent.
Yeah.
And it gets back to her, and then it turns into all this.
Yeah, because people see it, then the game of telephone plays out.
Right, exactly.
Then, you know.
And then stories abound. And then let's just the Kardashian clan. Which of y'all has not stole somebody's man?
Thank you.
Like, I mean, people were giving receipts. Oh, there was so much receipts. Then somebody pointed like I learned stuff about the Kardashians I never knew because they had Twitter on lock. It was Jordyn trending, Khloé trending. Yep. What really drew me in because I was like, I can ignore all of that was the free Tristan.
Yeah, that was funny. The free Tristan was funny. Because that's what I got. I was like, free Tristan?
Right, that's what caught me.
Because I thought it was in jail.
Right,
I was like,
I didn't understand it at first. And then finally I came across like a tweet that kind of explained the theory. It's like he can't break up with this chick. There's nothing he can do. Like he's like cheated on her in every which way, embarrassed her every which way. And she would just not let go of this dude.
Why don't he just break up with her?
Right.
Like just be like, yo, this I don't want to be with you no more.
Who knows? We don't know what the clans got on him.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We don't know because so this theory on Twitter like emerged like maybe the dude's trying to get her to break up with her and with him and she won't do it.
She won't do it.
And he's just trying to get free. So that's where the hashtag came from.
Khloé's and I hate that. Khloé has made it known that she wants an athlete. Bottom line, she's made it well known.
What do you mean she made it well known?
Because she's only been dating athletes. She's been dating athletes for a minute, and so she's kind of made it known through her actions that she wants an athlete.
Okay.
And my thing is like
you don't gotta steal them every time though.
Yeah.
And then Odom. She's so Odom.
Odom ran off. You know what I'm saying? Now Tristan trying to run off.
Well, no, I mean she like when she started dating these men, they were still with like Odom was with his wife of 12 years.
Yep.
They met. I was like reading her story, and they're like, we met in like I think high school, grew up together in the same neighborhood. I was like, man. And so then the same thing with Tristan. He was like his mother. They weren't married, but they were together, and she was pregnant when Khloé came along. So I thought that was real ballsy to be like, how dare you break up my family when you've literally home right? Who knows how many families?
Family.
Well, I'm not. They do have a child together, and I know, but I'm just like for the child. But that's not why your relationship is falling apart. Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest crock of shit. That's not why it's falling apart.
Yeah, it's like, look,
but this might all be publicity.
You know how all this stuff goes,
it's
man.
All publicity.
Like all of y'all's relationships is crazy.
The other, like they have so many theories. They're like, okay, so she is tired and wants to break up with him, but because she didn't leave him the first 50 million times, she hasn't made some big thing.
Oh, big to do about this one.
So then she can be like, we're done. And now you're done. It's not enough just to say you're done, sense. But you got to blame. That's all the theories online. So it was high-key amusement. I can only be amused because at the end of the day, this might be all just for publicity.
Yo, Ellen Lewis says the ranch crew, the Kardashian, inspired by Mr. Steal Your Man by Trey Songz. Thomas says, new documentary, Escaping the Clan, Life of a Kardashian by Tristan Thompson. The autobiography.
I don't think Trey Songz ever stole these many Steal Your Girls. I don't think he stole these many girls.
Mr. Steal Girl.
Exactly. He's looking at it like
Khloé in the wings like, oh, Mr. Steal Your Man. Like, black women be like, look, hey, look. Stop. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. It's early. It's Sunday. Don't make me go there, Khloé. All right. I know you watch the show.
Right,
Stop it.
right.
All right. There's many Kardashian men's out there. All right. So just stop it.
I feel like there's plenty of men out there that isn't attached to anybody.
Yeah, and stop. Look, I know you want to be cool. I know you want to be in. I know you want to be on the precipice of what's hot. But stop trying to steal ours. Just saying. Get your own cool. I know you ain't got none, but just get your own. All right. I'm just saying, stop stealing from us. And that goes for all your sisters, fashion-wise too. Stop stealing. All right. Stop stealing from us. I see you, Khloé. I see you. Now, of course, if you guys see a thumbs down, that's probably Khloé, but don't worry about that. Now, I wanted to move on. We got a pretty big hearing this week.
Oh,
Pretty big hearing. A young man by the name of Michael Cohen.
I live for these memes, though. I didn't have time to listen to it. I was living off of the memes, the gifs, the videos.
Yo,
did you see the one? I think I sent it to a lot of people where it's like it's like a video of Michael Cohen in the middle of that Grease scene where the girls are like, "Tell me more, tell me more."
Wow. All right, so Michael Cohen testifies in front of Congress, and we got links below. You
former
lawyer of President Trump, personal lawyer, and of course he lied to Congress and some tax evasion stuff. He's going to jail, but then they want him to come back and testify for stuff that Trump did or whatever, and of course the big to do about this is he's dropping some major bombs on what Trump allegedly did, and there's also people saying that, he's lied to Congress before. Why should we trust him now? Which is a good point, except for the fact that the justice system has used snitches forever.
Yes.
Forever. Even one of the congressmen said, if we're going to throw out people that lie, we might as well overturn every RICO case we've ever had, especially with the mob. When the Congress went hard after the mob in the 70s, you might as well turn over because all of those cases came through snitches, whether it's street gangs, mobs, cartels, whatever. There's always a snitch. So it's not like a policeman can walk up in uniform and say, "Excuse me, could you give me all the information on your organization?"
Right.
No.
It's usually only until they have something on their head to make them sing.
Yes.
Because singing comes with great risk to your life.
Thank you.
So it's like, if there isn't anything in it to them, like, why would I risk my life? Even if I'm leaving the organization. Yeah, you have to leave and get out to safety. Right. And he talked about the safety of his family a lot. And he dropped a lot of stuff, and he brought documents too. He was like, because I've lied to you guys before, so I know you guys aren't going to believe me. He had receipts for days. Yeah, so I brought these documents so that you can believe me, because otherwise you just say I'm a liar. Exactly. It wasn't just his testimony. He actually had documentation. Yeah. I think he had some recordings. To support some of the things he was saying. So I thought that was key. It's not just a pure, I know I've witnessed these firsthand. So I thought that was important. You're coming against the president of the United States, so you better have your game route. I don't think they would even went this route if they didn't have things supporting what he had to say. Yeah. Because that'd be the first thing they would not go, well, that's hearsay. I'm not a lawyer. Yeah. I imagine like they would definitely find ways to knock it back if you didn't have supporting evidence of some of the things he was saying. So the Democrat side, of course, they're asking real questions the whole time. They're like, okay, well, what happened? What did you do? When did this go? What happened then? What did he do? What did he say to you? Asking questions. The Republican side, because of course, sometimes you got to toe the party line, unfortunately. So they're not even asking questions. Nah, they just keep harping on the fact. I'm not giving them that. Well, I'm trying to show the difference in what they did. So the Republican side, all they do is harp on the fact that he lied. And he's a liar, and that he had lied before. And it's like, yeah, I said that. Everybody knows that. I'm going to jail for that. But and even Michael Cohen said, it's interesting that none of you, meaning Republicans, have asked me a question
about what happened.
I mean, that's what they're doing. They're definitely towing.
Yeah, they're trying
the
to
party
make it
line, which is despicable.
they're trying to destroy his credibility. Like,
but it's
don't
already
believe it.
out there.
Yeah.
What, you would destroy it with old news?
Yeah, and
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's like
old news.
My thing is, they have a point. Yes, he has lied, but lying doesn't make you a liar. And
lying makes you a liar. You're just not a liar in this instance.
well, what I'm saying is, if I go outside to the park and I shoot a 3-point shot, am I a basketball player? No, I shot a shot, but I'm not a basketball player.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I used to ball in high school, don't sleep. But no, I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, the Republicans said, well, you lied before, so you're a liar. But then later on, they were like, oh, well, you know, I did this thing, but I'm not racist. When he brought up the black woman, it's like, no. We have to follow your logic. If Mr. Cohen has lied before, which means he's a liar forever, and I'm sure you have lied to someone in your life, but we'll slide that out. You did something that was racist.
That's good.
So you are now a racist for the rest of your life.
We have to follow this logic. I was like, girl,
man,
get out of the suckins place one. Man, why are you gonna let them parade you out, knowing this is going to happen to you?
Somebody in the chat, please find that black woman's information, because I need to send her a message like, sister, look. Do you need help? Free sister. Who?
I think it was
he's like,
Pamela?
she has a father from Alabama, and she wouldn't work for a racist. That ain't true. Look, do you know that most of us are working for racists right now? Look, let's not front. All right, look, let's step away from Cohen for a second. We'll come back. Most everybody in the rat race is going to work for someone who is racist. Bottom line, most everybody is going to work somewhere that they don't want to be right now, or tomorrow morning they're getting up to go to a job that they hate because they have to continue in this rat race. It ain't got nothing to do with racism. It got nothing to do. Do you know how many people are swallowing their pride tomorrow morning to go to work, to get a check, to feed somebody? Man,
all the opportunity missed. Like,
I wouldn't work for a racist. Baby, we all working for racists. All right, we all like no. And then for him to bring her out. It
was in such a.
But I'm glad he got called out. I'm glad she called him out.
It was fantastic when he got called out. I read about it. Like I said, I didn't listen to the actual thing, but I was reading a lot of articles about it, and I just thought that was pathetic. And so my response to that was also online is that this trash idea, and then oh my goodness, okay, let me finish because I'm remembering
other stuff,
more articles I was reading because some people don't get it. You know, I hope we don't have any, bigoted, racist white people watching the show. But
if you are, maybe you're gonna learn
let me
something.
give you this pro tip. Your one token friend, it's never worked. Not in the past, not present, in the future will it ever work for you to parade that one black friend
and
that
say,
you supposedly know.
They're cool with it.
They're cool. I said usually I don't I like, and then I think I posted something on my thing. It's like, if I'm that black friend you're talking about when you're justifying your racism, stop it. I'm not gonna co-sign nothing.
I'm not co-signing.
I'm gonna call you out with the person you're arguing with.
The only thing that messed me up about when she called him out, they had this back and forth, and Meadows is the senator's name or the congressman's name. He started backpedaling, but then the chairman stepped in and he was like, he's my friend and blah, blah, blah. And we shouldn't have this discourse. No, we should have this discourse now. And that's the problem. And then unfortunately, old girl, because the chairman stepped in, she kind of like backed up a little bit and backed off. I'm like, no, put the pressure to these people.
Always.
Put the pressure to them.
Because
I don't care where
they're
they're at.
That's like an old age trope they do, where they'll find like the one black person that will confirm what they're saying, and ignore the entire community that's saying the opposite. You're ignoring millions of people saying one thing, and because you can find this one person who will corroborate with what you want them to say.
You done forced this black woman to come up here. You saw how she ain't say a word either. She
slid your hand up her ass, got talking like a Muppet, and you think that's gonna work.
Man, look, stop using our sisters to hurt our community.
Any of us for that.
Well, yeah,
and
they
do that with any marginalized group. They will always find that one person that's
killing me, man.
It's dandy. No, it's great.
It's okay.
It's all right.
I brought her out because she said that as a daughter of a man from Alabama. What I gotta do with me?
We don't care.
What I gotta do with him?
We don't care because that does not dispel anything.
Here, let me break it down to you, because apparently you've been in racism and haven't noticed it.
Right.
That person that says you're one of the good ones.
Oh, I hate that. I've actually had that multiple times.
Trump,
I hate that.
So Trump likes her.
Right.
He doesn't like black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He likes her because she does whatever she needs to do for him or whatever.
Right.
And then
makes him feel better about himself.
Yeah, makes him feel better about like, well, I've hired an
all
African
the
American.
horrible things they say and do.
And I mean, Cohen made a good point talking about Trump can be kind, he is not kind. You know, like stuff like that. And it's not looking good, man. And to the Dorielle, big shout out to the chat. Great to see you here. She said that she looked so uncomfortable and sad. Yeah, true. She was standing there. She was standing there quiet. You know what? She had that look like when your parents bring you in the room to apologize to somebody. She was just like, she ain't say a word.
She knew what was up.
She knew because
this wasn't gonna go well for her or anybody else.
And then people are like, oh, well, you did this, talking to Cohen, like, oh, you did this for Donald Trump. You did that for Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. And when you listen to Cohen's story, it makes sense why. Listen to Cohen's story. And I know it's 6-7 hours. It's 7 hours. They do their final remarks. I didn't listen to the final remarks, but it was 7 hours and like 6 minutes. Now they do take 2 breaks, so you can skip that. It's on YouTube. So they take like 2 30-minute breaks or whatever. So there's this part where he talks about first meeting Trump.
Too much for
that. Yeah, he talked about meeting Trump, and he did something for Trump. Something Trump Jr. messed up, and he came in and fixed it. And Trump offered him a job, and he said him and Trump had a meeting, and he never went back to his office. So Trump offered him some money. So think of the money someone can offer you where you don't even go back to your office to get your stuff. Oh, Trump throwing around money. And see, that's what it was. He said, I was ambitious and I wanted position. And that's what Trump gave him. And see, the thing is, you're doing all this stuff. Some of it's a little bit unethical, but you're like, you know what? It's not crazy. This is just real estate. But then he said, when we got into politics, it was a whole different thing. And he probably felt weird about it. He even said he had to hide the stuff from his wife because, of course, when you're doing business, that's one thing. But when you're starting to do stuff, I'm sure his wife, because his wife is probably someone whose opinion he cares about, she was probably looking at him funny. And then he had to reconcile that. But when you reconcile that, and you in too deep now, you've been working for him for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, hey, Trump, I don't want to work for you no more. It don't work like that. Trump, and because, we know he threatens people.
He does.
He sent somebody to threaten Stormy Daniels. And like, even Cohen said, he was like, Trump doesn't, because they were like, did Trump say this? No, we all know. We know how the mob works. We know how they don't specifically say it from their mouths. They send someone to say it to you, and you know where it came from. It's just interesting how the whole Republican side is like, they forgot how like witness intimidation. They forgot about how snitches. They forgot how any of that works.
They haven't forgotten any of that stuff. They're playing the game, and that's the challenge of proving things in court, because you do need a direct link. We all know how it works. Does not work in court. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's what the Republicans, quite a few which are lawyers. In their previous life, they practice law in some way,
or a prosecutor or something like that.
Study something like that.
Something dumb.
They understand that it's not about like what happened; is what you can prove and present.
And that's why none of them asked any questions about the documents he brought.
Yeah.
Watch, in 6 hours, none of them ask a question about the documents he brought. Funny, ain't it?
It's not funny at all to me.
Because if I brought you papers, because the Democrats literally asked questions. What happened? When did you do this? When did you do that? What did Trump say? How did this? Who was there?
I want to just point out that the freshman class, another article I read about the questioning that Alexandria or
AOC.
It's
my girl.
Asked, and they like freshmen, and people have been so trying to knock her down, and I think just because she's so potent, she's so ready.
Well, it's because she's not doing the I guess the status quo.
Well, she's
messing it up.
Yeah, she's
and they want to go.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's here to knock down doors. And they said she had very concise questioning.
It was super quick.
And it's quick.
She even had time left that she yielded back. She was like, okay, I need to know this, this, and this. Peace.
Right. And so, I mean, people like, because they always go on, she's a former, waitress and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's what goes to show you, just to go show you that you can come from, humble beginnings.
Yep.
And make great impacts and have intelligence about you that has nothing to do with your bank account.
Yeah.
Where we
ascribe position and money to intelligence
and ability
or virtue.
Virtue. But we have a president that's literally worth millions. And he's not exhibiting any of that behavior.
He's not.
And people are making tons of excuses for him. And so, so I said, that's money class. Money doesn't buy class.
Nope.
Money, and you can't force people. You can generate papers. You can buy your way into fancy schools for your child that's of below average intelligence and stuff like that. You can do all that stuff with money, but it's not going to change.
It's not going to change who you are.
Clever intelligence that I thought for her to be so concise.
Yeah, she came through. And the funny thing is, I was watching it with my wife, and she's like, "Hey, I wonder when she's." I was like, "She's a freshman. She's gonna be way at the end because when they do congressional hearings, the hierarchy is like the seniority and like they ask their questions first, and it goes all the way down. So she asked her. She was like maybe the second to last person to ask questions. She was like way at the end. But man, it's interesting to see how this is gonna play out because lies or not, whether you believe him or not. These documents, that's
real.
That's real. That's tangible. You can find out whether this is someone's signature or not. That's it.
That's true.
Also, when he's like, this person was here, this person was there, and they were like, who else can we ask about? You can ask this, homie, because they were like, and another thing, they tried to make it seem, and it's funny because they do this same thing with every victim, every person that comes out, whistleblowers, anything. They're like, well, aren't you going to get a book deal?
Why do they ask everybody? I ain't heard about no book deal.
I love the fact that he was like, maybe, yeah. So
that's great. I didn't hear about that.
Well, my thing, because they were like, will you say right here that you're not going to get a book deal? He was like, no. He was like, no.
I'm going to need to eat after this.
Yeah,
because lawyer, all his other stuff is shot.
Yeah, and
it's shot.
Even if. Okay.
Or maybe it's not shot. Maybe if he became a lawyer
even if he sells a book deal, does that make this any less true?
No, he is disbarred.
Yeah, he was disbarred this week.
Yeah. So that's gone.
So like just making a book or having a movie deal make it any less true?
Right.
No.
Plus
or making or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're like, you're making money off of this, and it's like, dude, like so what? So what? People always making money off of something. It's like, why don't you ask me about the real thing? And then the funny thing is, it wasn't AOC, it was another lady, because they were like, you filled out this form wrong. You had foreign people. And the Democrat came out, no, it says this. He was right. You're lying, because they cut, the way they said that he was working with foreign powers, they read like one sentence, but there's like 3 sentences. And it's like, see, it's funny, and homie was like mad hot and he was like, "You did this," and all blah blah blah. And the lady was like, "Well, actually, he didn't have to fill out that part of the form because the whole statement says this." And it's
that
funny.
Freshman class that everybody's trying to take a shit on.
That freshman class coming through hot, piping hot,
guns a blazing, pew pew.
Shouts to Fox 2 Socks. They said he said the Republicans support a liar in office, but now don't want to believe in a liar. Yeah, that's another thing. Trump has been caught in multiple lies, like straight multiple lies, and somehow it's all good. It's like, we're supposed to be like, oh, it's cool, and I'm like, hey, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So if he lies and it's cool, then why can't Cohen lie and you still let him do his thing? That's my only question.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You saying that, hey, he lied, he's a liar. Well, Trump lied, and you know that because we've all proven it before.
Oh,
so
man. They ain't proven so much stuff.
I want consistency in your logic. That's all I want.
Yeah,
consistency in your logic,
in your logic and your energy, all that.
Yeah, that's all I want. If it's good right here, then it should be good right here.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because he gave many names that they can call up.
I was like, man, I was reading those articles and they were just just going as fast as they could. And I was like,
because
wow.
homie was dropping some real interesting statements on, especially who was there. And this guy, especially the guy that had a penthouse office in Trump's building that was like this Russian dude. Trump got mad Russian contacts. It's not looking good.
No,
now,
I read
whether
that.
this will lead to impeachment or not, we'll never know.
Yeah.
At least not for now.
Well, not for now. It's too early. I was reading an article that says it's too early for the Democrats to seek it. They most
actually
likely,
it's not.
They said,
based on what the Republicans seek impeachment over Clinton for.
Right.
Trump's way past that.
Right.
Way
but
past
it's
that.
double standards.
Yeah,
it's always double standards. It's always double.
Trump's way past that.
Obama's scandal was a tan suit. So
dude wore a tan suit.
Like their tolerance for BS when Trump came in office just went through the roof.
Zatanna said, I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was so juicy. It was like, what? So he had an office in his building.
But they said they right now they're not immediately going to go for impeachment. I think they need to continue building. I mean, for him, he's proving to be very hard to get out of office despite having like just this mountain. Yeah. There's so many things you can impeach. You know what I saw that I feel like it's different energy from anything I've ever saw before in my voting adult life. Was I was on YouTube, I was watching something, and then this ad came on. And one of those few times where I didn't click skip, and because I was like, oh, word, they've got this honest to goodness, like feed the children commercial, but to impeach Trump.
Wow.
They're like, join our organization. We need signatures. I don't remember.
It's like playing the soft music.
Right.
And they're like, impeach Trump.
And it's like white dude and like, neutral colors walking through the shot with different things in the background. And it's like, he's already done 9 impeachable. I remember that. 9, and there could be possibly more.
Because remember, like, Mueller's investigation is not over. Like, remember that. Because the Department of Justice has an investigation. Mueller always
they're putting it together. And so you already have people, I forget who it was, they're fighting to make sure that it's public, that the administration doesn't bury it. Because it gets turned into the people that you're investigating.
Yeah, that's
because remember, this was one of the last things that Obama did before he left office, is he made that special counsel.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Y'all better keep, especially in your local elections, vote. Yeah. Because we're seeing
the local is where it's at right now.
Because if the Democrats were not voted in in the Senate level and stuff like that, this hearing would not be happening. And plus, the Senate local elections
House,
are
because AOC is a House representative.
Yeah, so it's like these are situations where local elections, the closer to you, the more the vote counts, in my opinion. Right. When especially in your city, where you can park.
That's going to affect you.
Parking, parks, schools, all that stuff that actually you deal with every day. We don't deal with Trump every day. I mean, we sort of, but he doesn't directly affect us.
That's only because he's doing dumb stuff all the time.
But what you really deal with is whether they're going to create a new bus line or if they're going to build a train in your city.
But that trickles up. That's what I think the important thing to understand is that your local affects you way more quickly than the federal stuff, which is what everybody seems to pay attention to. But also at the same time, it does a double whammy of trickling up. So if you don't have like your local and your state together to kind of push back against the federal, then we're up a creek. So you have to vote. Everybody who's doing their protest votes, you can vote and then go find another way to protest the system. You can do both, in my opinion. I'm not really here for people.
Vote. You can vote about like a real vote and then just go online and be like, I hate voting.
Right, something like that. You can do both.
Yeah, vote. Do a real vote and then just tell us how much you hate
both
voting.
Systems, please. Because believe me, if different people in this country, especially in the South and even some places kind of like in the Midwest, they're fighting the vote. They're having voters purged off of look at the scandal in North Carolina right now. I really think that's what cost Stacey Abrams her governor race, because they were doing everything under the sun that was so illegal, And everybody's just looking the other way. You know who's looking the other way.
Yeah, we know.
So no, voting is important. They wouldn't be doing all that. That takes a lot of effort, and they're breaking all kinds of federal laws to do so. And we've been asleep at the wheel. Like some of the passes that happened, like I think in Ohio and different other states, is because people slept at the wheel and didn't watch their local elections, and so that allowed certain things about the Voter Rights Act to be taken apart.
Like kind of like
right.
Pick that. You know what I'm saying?
And so eventually made it up to the Supreme Court. And then when they took that part out where they don't have to report major changes.
Yeah.
And the way they collect their ballots and stuff and all their rules, all of a sudden just sprung up again. You're having these problems again with people being able to vote, knowing where they need to go to vote, to register to vote.
Yeah.
Now they gotta get weird special IDs. What you mean my
driver's
license doesn't work? It's issued by a state government. What are you talking about? I need a special ID now, and they're playing all these games. If it wasn't important, they wouldn't be doing all that, bro.
Yeah. Big shout out to Keith Cooper. He says, sadly, a lot of fools don't get that your local is vastly important. Plus, I like to vote against the next GOP superstar from Louisiana. Our racist idiots are flamboyant. Then Alan Lewis said, I vote locally and nationally. I'm 21 and 22. I will be 22 soon. I refuse to be ignorant and not vote. Too many people died so I can have the right to vote.
Right.
Get out and vote. Fox 2 Sock says, agree, you can do both. People may not agree, but if you want to vote independent or progressive, like for AOC, but make sure you're also voting for the ballot measures. Those are important. Yes, ballot measures.
Yeah,
yes.
Do your homework. It's not, voting's not
ballot
easy.
Measures
That's
are,
like the hardest thing I think to sell about voting is it's not easy, especially if it's a big ballot. It has a lot of people, a lot of offices you're trying to fill. Yeah, a lot of measures you're trying to, and sometimes you don't.
But the measures are very important.
And
that's how the measures are how they get you. Read those measures. Stuff like California, we had rent control.
Right.
We had
we didn't do it, and now it is messing us up because people I didn't understand it.
They just raised somebody. They just raised
they raised the rent 500 like crazy here.
Yeah. It's about to get bad.
I was watching cases where I think we talked about this too, where it's like, oh, your rent is like $1,400. Now it's $2,700.
Yeah, it
because the law didn't pass. They were holding their breath. And they were constantly fighting against it here. I mean, LA is expensive. We need it. Like it may not be perfect. People are like, it's not perfect. It doesn't work. It's not perfect, but it's going to keep people in their homes because like having an increasing and growing homeless population isn't great either.
Nah.
You know?
Well, this is what I think the measure started from. LA's real estate is extremely overpriced.
Very.
And I think the measure was put there to try to stop a bubble. Because as someone who works in the real estate industry, I see a lot of homes where I'm like, this is overpriced. And sooner or later, it's going to be so inflated that people are just going to leave LA.
Right.
They'll go to Orange County or they'll go to, I don't know, Burbank or something or somewhere further. You know what I'm saying? But they'll leave LA, like the metropolitan area. And then guess what's going to happen? Market's going to crash because there's not enough rich people to live in the city. There's not enough.
Yeah.
Because there's other cities they want to live in.
You can't be reliant on like extremely wealthy people to hold your economy up. Because then there's nobody doing the work that you want to buy if you have a ton of money because they can't afford to live here. But anyway, we digress.
45 could be in some serious trouble. We'll see how this plays out.
I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Don't hold your breath, but there were some interesting allegations.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they got dirt for days on this.
They got dirt for days. But I will say it seems, and maybe it's just like a change in the guard, but it seems like whatever protection 45 had, it seems like it's lessening.
It seems like it's becoming a harder and harder position to protect. And he's also hurting his own base.
Yeah.
So that's he's slowly eating at his own
walking back on that wall and everything.
It's not even walking on the wall. It's like the tax
that's what his base wanted.
His base wants the wall,
and the tax thing hurt him.
Back. He said he's going to build this wall like a president can just mandate a wall being built. That's what a lot of people don't understand. But I don't think it's just the wall. It's like it's the tariffs.
Yeah.
It's the taxes. It's
Tariffs,
stuff that he
taxes.
could do that he didn't necessarily campaign on. Like I think he did campaign on the taxes, but not the tariffs. He didn't talk about how he was going to bring America back to prominence again. He didn't say how he's going to do that. That was the whole big. That was the dangerous thing.
And there were
about
so
him.
many people where I was like, tariffs doesn't hurt the country, right? It hurts the American people because what happens is
it does if they need to ship stuff here. If they need us as a market, it often goes both ways because then you get into a war. You usually want to work this out through agreements about trade and make sure you do fair prices. Tariffs aren't the best way to go about it because then it starts what's happening like a tariff war where both sides are going to suffer because we're still a big market.
Yeah, we're a big market, but what happens is
we're not the only market in town though, and we're isolating ourselves. And so instead of us being like number one, we don't have guys. We need this illusion of being number one, and it's ironic that the dude who's like America first is like slowly crumbling the illusion.
Messing things up.
It's a veneer because we've fallen behind in a lot of stuff.
Way
and I'm
behind.
here for fixing it. But just saying you're number one and
doesn't
doing
make you number one.
Exactly, and not doing any of the work to be number one.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, I don't think people are even ready to accept.
Honestly, I've never felt so bad for the next president. Because you realize the next president's whole job is just put it back where it was.
Put it back. I mean, to even get to
just get to normal. We had to put this here, put that back over there, put it back over there. And
I was
after 4 years, when they're like, all right, guys, we're back to regular.
Right now, we can progress.
Now we can do something.
And that's going to kill the next president because people don't accept that. They're like, yes, we have sat here and voted for people or not voted for people.
Well, I think
and let things become a mess, but then they want you to fix stuff quicker than it can be possibly fixed.
Yeah.
There's no realistic expectations.
Well, the funny thing is when you look at AOC's Green Deal, the new Green Deal, people are like 10 years. What we can do it in 5. See, there's a word called greed that won't. It's not that hard to switch to electric cars. We could do it. We can do it. We won't do it because of oil, because of automotive industries, because of this, because of electricity, because of power industry. That's why. It's not that we can't do it. It's not that we're not smart enough, not technologically advanced enough. It's because of greed. That's why. Like I remember a long time ago, they were like, there's a food shortage. And I was actually working at a grocery store. I was like, no, there's not. I mean, we won't provide countries with food that don't have oil. That's why. That's the food shortage. You think we can't send a burger somewhere? You think we can't send a box of Cheerios somewhere? Of course we can. But we won't because there ain't no oil there.
Ain't no money in it.
Why do you think we care about Venezuela so much? Do you think people really care about Guaido or Guido down there? Don't nobody care about the guy, what's his the guy who won.
Who's
the guy who won, but he's like he's a dictator essentially. But why do you think they want him gone?
So there's a dictator in place, and he won't relinquish power to the guy who won the election.
So Guaido is saying that he won because he won the election, and the guy that's in power that has dictatorship, the military is still following him. Why do you think we care so much about Venezuela? Why do you think we don't care about Guatemala? Why do you think we don't care about Argentina? Because they ain't got no oil. Yeah, Venezuela got oil.
What I hate about that is that when they want to show a
Brazil has oil,
country in ruin, they always say Venezuela, but they never talk about all the successful ones, like all the Scandinavian countries and most of Europe are more socialist than I think they're comfortable with admitting because there's a lot of safety nets in place there, and they actually have higher quality of life.
Yep.
They're happier than we are. They're healthier than we are. They just got us killed in this, but nobody wants any socialism because of the Cold War and that mentality that's been like just internalized.
And the funny thing is, like, we've always been a democratic socialist society.
Party. We have tons of socialist programs.
Yes,
and
so it's like and I don't know why people.
I was listening every now and then. I listen to like right wing radio and like
it just drives you crazy, doesn't? Because
they literally
Republicans from when I was young, Republicans went from not like the racist party to now like the crazy party.
Right.
But I think what happened is Remember when the Tea Party came out and they couldn't get any ground? Well, guess what?
No, they
got
ground. They
did get
the
ground,
Republican Party.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
But remember, they couldn't get an actual real party on the ballot.
Oh, right.
So they had to go back home to where
and
the Republicans.
Party.
So
and
now the Republican Party. Yes. So now
they're crazy.
So now they're the crazy party.
Yeah.
Because I remember they were like, "Yo, Republicans are just racist," but they're not crazy.
Crazy.
Now they're crazy.
They're crazy and they're racist. And we are all screwed.
Yo, we in some real trouble.
Right.
But there's a possibility. You know, we got AOC, we got Talib. Talib. We got a couple of people that might be able to hook us up. Might be able to help.
3 of them in all the pictures.
Yeah. And we just got to continue to vote and continue to work in your area. If you can help out at your local school, do it.
Yeah,
at the
do
Y,
what you can.
do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly think the only way we're going to fix this is from the ground up, because from the top, they don't care. And I mean, I've said it before. A Trump presidency is going to be awesome if you're rich. If you're rich, a Trump presidency is the bomb. Like, they just got that tax break thing. Yo, man, being rich is awesome in the U.S.
And his base is like, oh my God, I've never had to pay more taxes in my life.
Thank you. Because see, they didn't think about that. All he did is get them scared about Mexicans. And then he came in and took their health care.
Or tried to.
Or tried to. He chipped at it, but he didn't take it away.
The people who suffer the most from that are people in red states who didn't expand it under Obama, and now I don't think they can.
And see, they can't now.
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, you mean the Affordable Health Care Act is Obamacare?" I'm like,
that's what it was. See what happened is there were people that wanted you to hate it. So they put his name on it to make sure that you would hate it due to your racism.
Irrationally hate Obama. Like, you don't think, you just hear Obama and your eyes turn. So
Keith Cooper said crazy rich racist. The next movie hit.
Not crazy.
Oh boy.
All right. I mean, this was a popping week. I mean,
it was crazy.
I was like trying to look for stuff we were talking about. I was finding more stuff. I was like, look.
Yeah, it was crazy this week.
It is crazy.
But guys, thank you for hanging with us. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Share this to your folks. Keep the conversation going. You can always tweet at us. Now, before we go, to my left, my esteemed colleague, Marqueeda LaStar.
Hey, y'all. If you guys want to find me online, I'm at LaStar Got Next anywhere on the internet.
And you can find me at That NERDSoul. That's ThatNERDSoul. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Holla at a player. Now, before you get out of here, hit that thumbs up. All right, there's some people up in here. I need to see more thumbs up. Now, you can hit that thumbs down. But I'm going to send the corporate and vested congressional interests after you. You're going to be sitting in that hot seat.
For
looking like
6-7 hours.
6 hours. 7
That's
hours.
The worst part.
Answering questions. You're going to see black women come out of nowhere, just standing there quiet. All right? So you better hit that thumbs up, because if you don't, I'm just saying, you're going to be in DC fast, super fast. So from us to you, thank you for checking us out. To Zatanna, to Keith Cooper, to Alan Lewis, Max Evans, Fox 2 Socks, Doriel was in there, Thomas D, Little Miss Chocolate, Therese, all y'all. All right. Thank you for checking us out. And until next week, this is us to you just saying peace.